as full embodiment of Srimad Mahaprabhu. In view of Srimad Mahaprabhu's transcendental power from the beginning to end, the embodiment of the message, divine message, precepts of Gurudeva, being the embodiment of all grace of Sri Gurudeva. He is all embodiment of the divine message of Gurudeva, Bhakti-Kram Bande, Gurudeva, the divine treasure of Gurudeva, embodiment of divine treasure of Sri Gurudeva, Gaura Sankirtanam Mastam, madly overwhelmed in the ecstasy of performing Sankirtan of Gurudeva, and all over decorated, beautified by the divine grace, mercy of Gurudeva. In other words, Guru Maharaj expressed and glorified his Gurudev's social circle, and in this way I offer my most respectful, most regardful obeisance unto the holy lotus feet of my Guru Bhagavad Srila Saraswati Thakur, who is the divine embodiment of the message, divine message, wealth, treasure, gift, Sankirtan, ecstasy of Gurudeva, and also divine mercy of Gurudeva. So in this way, and as we read the song composed by the Guru Maharaj, we can also have a glimpse of how he held special love and devotion towards his divine master Srila Goswami. So the reason I'm finding out this, discussing this, is that we learn by the example of a great Guru how he worships his Guru Bhakti, so that we can also worship our Guru Bhakti accordingly. Ganga Jale Ganga Puja. As we worship Mother Ganga with Ganga water. So similarly, we also worship our Guru Bhakti with their teachings, with their examples, with their siddha, their devotional conclusions. There are a lot of things to speak about. I'll just make everything clear. A problem which are taken with not. So, I have remembered one day there was a sweet explanation about the Gurupuja by the Guru Maharaj. One day I was sitting close to his lotus feet, just before his easy chair. He used to sit in his easy chair outside his room. Whoever went there, they can understand what I'm saying. So one day I was just sitting for the holy feet of Srila Guru Maharaj. He spontaneously began to explain Sri Gurudeva in some sweet esoteric way. And he specifically pointed out those lines from Sri Guru Chandra Bhakti, that song. He said that the real gift Sri Guru Bhagavad gives, blesses one, is Krishna praying. So he picked up, specifically chose that line. He said, Prema Bhakti भक्ति जहाँ होते अविद्या विनाश हो जाते वेदे गाय जहाँ चक्षुदान दिला जे जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु से दिव्य ज्ञान हृदय प्रकाशित कृष्ण प्रेम भक्ति जहाँ होते अविद्या विनाश हो जाते वेदे गाय जहाँ he asked me to understand the esoteric meaning of both these lines. And you know, both these lines are also closely connected with those lines of Durvasa we sing every day. Mahaprabhu Kirtana Nitya Gita and Srila Vayoruparo and they are all closely connected. How? And he also said, who is Nalkandas Thakur, who is Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. They are from the same family, they are also good disciples. Krishnadas Narottama Seva, Kaviraj, Krishnadas, Kaviraj, Narottama Seva, Kaviraj, Krishnadas. Krishnadas Priya Gaurav, he pointed out from Sri Guru Parampara. Krishnadas Priya Gaurav, Narottama Seva, Jars of Vishwanath. Then he explained
Yeah. are to seek in life, and you have to try to manage to make Maharaja all. Maharaja Maharaj received here with all his sannyasis and brahmacharis and all, that was properly
Srila
one. So I want that some of very serious Vaishnavas who are here and they were connected with PureBhakti Sridhar Maharaja. They took something police prize by giving Pushpanjali in his lotus feet. I think Gurukam Prabhu, the senior of one of the seniors, he should come and speak something about it. आपके लिए बोलो कोई पर खड़े होकर
Yaranjana Shivamse Chakshu Tamye Tasmai Sri Gurave Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti-Vedanta Swami Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschakya Deshata Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar iti nam Mukam Kuroti Vachaham Kamyam Langayate Girim Yad Kripa Tamaham Vande Sri Gurun Dinataranam Nama Shreshtam Manvapi Sachiputram Adrasurupam Rupam Tasyagajam Utkadamataram Goshtavatam Radha Kundam Girivaram Maharaja Kamadvasham Prapto Yasya Tatita Kripaya Shri Gurum Tam Natosmi Gurave Gaura Chandraya Radhikaya Itadayaya Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktyaya Shadabhaktyaya Namo Namah Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhiracha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. I'm a little congested, so please excuse me. Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Maharaj is my beloved Siksha Gurudev. I came to his lotus feet after the disappearance of my beloved Diksha and Siksha Guru, Srila Prabhupada A.C. Bhakti-Vedanta Swami Maharaj. Srila Sridhar Maharaj at the time was considered a controversial personality because his speaking was very straight. He was a very straight speaker. And he was approached by many from the side of the institution which was started by our Srila Prabhupada for guidance and asked many philosophical questions because our Srila Prabhupada actually mentioned his name before his departure, that if you have any need for further guidance, you can go to my godbrother, Srila Sridhar Maharaj. And he also mentioned one other personality's name, whom we have the great fortune to also have accepted the shelter of his lotus feet, Srila Bhakti-Vedanta Maharaj, our beloved Siksha Gurudev. So, Srila Sridhar Maharaj was always trying to help because it was the mission of his own Gurudev, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. His Gurudev also requested him to preach in the Western countries, but it was not possible for him to do so physically at that time. Actually, there is an interesting story I wanted to relate, which I heard from Srila Sridhar Maharaj, and can be verified by His Holiness Bhaktinandan Swami Maharaj. I hope that I'm getting the details correctly. He's actually the official historian of Srila Sridhar Maharaj's life. He's writing a biography of his entire life, which will be available in 3 volumes. And the first volume may be coming out within a year or so. Srila Sridhar Maharaj had a very long-standing relationship with Srila Prabhupada. During the household years of Srila Prabhupada, they were very close, and at various times in different places they had connection. And it so happened that they were in Bombay at the time when His Holiness Bon Maharaj returned from his excursion, his preaching journey to Europe, where he was sent to preach by Srila Prabhupada Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So the way that the story goes is that our Srila Prabhupada, Abhay Charan at that time, was there in Bombay, and he was doing the business, his householder business at the time. And Srila Sridhar Maharaj and another great sannyasi personality from the Gaudiya Math, I believe his name was Bhakti-Pradeep-Tirtha Maharaj, was there. And they were preaching together in an attempt to inaugurate, to start a Bombay center, Gaudiya Math. And when Bon Maharaj returned, all 3 of them were there to greet him. And they were actually preaching together. They were going in a group, in a party, and it was described that they had a very effective method of influencing the people that they were approaching, that our Prabhupada would introduce, because some of these were his business associates, and then Srila Sridhar Maharaj would preach, he would present the philosophy, and then Srila Tirtha Maharaj, he would canvass for the donation. So it was very effective. And so they were present at the time when Bon Maharaj returned. When he came off the ship, they were anxiously waiting to meet him, but they were a little bit surprised to see that he was not dressed in the sannyasi dress. His dress was more resembling the Westerner's dress, but nevertheless, they greeted him very heartfully. Then they brought him aside and began to question him. And we can imagine the earnestness of the questioning of our Srila Prabhupada, because it was also a mission given to him by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta to preach to the Western, to the English-speaking world. So they asked him, how was everything there? And one of the points, he said, actually the Westerners ask many questions which cannot be answered. So then Srila Sridhar Maharaj said, what are those questions? And one by one, Bon Maharaj began to tell each question, and Srila Sridhar Maharaj simply defeated every single one of them, one by one, until there were no more questions left. And then at that moment, our Prabhupada stood up and he said, today, Europe has been conquered by Asia. So, their relationship continued. Srila Prabhupada stayed many years together with Srila Sridhar Maharaj in Calcutta because he had a shop, and this was after the disappearance of Srila Saraswati Thakur. He had a shop, and above this shop, Srila Sridhar Maharaj was renting some rooms, and he would come and periodically do preaching in Calcutta, and sometimes he would be in Navadvip Dham. So for a very extended period, I believe it was about 11 years, they associated very closely and very intimately. And later on, Srila Prabhupada also commented that he said that actually Krishna liked him to prepare me. And as we've all heard, Srila Prabhupada has also admitted, he said, I consider Sridhar Maharaj to be my Siksha Guru. So some people dispute this, but the fact is that they intimately related for many, many years and had very deep, in-depth discussions on the Siddhanta. And there's no doubt that many inspirations and many ideas of our Prabhupada came from Srila Sridhar Maharaj's uncanny ability to present the philosophy of Krishna consciousness. So, later on, of course, after Prabhupada had started the institution, Srila Sridhar Maharaj was always his very staunch supporter. There was an incident, sometimes Prabhupada had a little bit of opposition from certain godbrothers, and they would make certain comments about his preaching, and sometimes Prabhupada would have to say a few things a little bit strongly in defense. And one time he made a comment about the godbrothers that they were simply ringing the bells in the temple. It was written in one of his Puja offerings. So a number of godbrothers came to complain to Srila Sridhar Maharaj at that time that, oh, Swami Maharaj is speaking like this. He's saying that we're only ringing the bells in the temple. So Srila Sridhar Maharaj said, actually, he is playing a very big drum. Worldwide, Brihat Mridanga he is playing. And if we can be the players of the kartal, there's Jamjar, I think, the big whoppers. If we can play these in his band, we will be very fortunate. So in this way, he harmonized. Srila Sridhar Maharaj was invited by Prabhupada to come into his society at the end of his life. He personally came to him and requested him, you please come there in Mayapur and you live with me there. And I will travel all over the world. And so many people are coming from so many different countries and cultures. And you can stay there and you can preach to them. And basically he invited him to come and be the president of ISKCON at the time. And Srila Sridhar Maharaj was not in good health. His health was very much ailing, and in fact he did not think that he would survive Prabhupada. But that very same year, actually, Srila Prabhupada's health also waned very rapidly and he disappeared from this world. So Srila Sridhar Maharaj at that time said, sometimes I will come and sometimes I will stay at my mat. But as time passed, many devotees began to come after the disappearance of Prabhupada. Many leading devotees, leaders of the society, many other devotees began to come to him. And Srila Sridhar Maharaj was answering so many Siddhantic questions, particularly so many questions regarding Guru Tattva, regarding Jiva Tattva, and he was trying to help the society from breaking apart. Because of course he had already witnessed the breakdown of one institution, and he was very much concerned that this grand world-scale institution also does not break. So Srila Sridhar Maharaj, at that time, he began to express the Siddhanta very extensively, and some opposition came because of misunderstanding. And then, of course, there was a rift, which occurred. But after that, Srila Sridhar Maharaj continued giving his Sangha to so many devotees who had come from all over the world. And he preached continually for a period of probably about 11 years. Many of these discourses were taped. And the fact is that anyone who has tried to dip into this honey jar of his nectarine discourses will be utterly amazed. Actually, in the English language, we can say that it is very difficult to find any personality who compares with Srila Sridhar Maharaj's actual display of the Gaudiya Vaishnava Siddhanta and philosophy. It is astonishing. Every single discourse that he gave revealed newer and newer aspects. And just as he was a grand poet and grand author of so many Vaishnava songs in the Sanskrit language, in Bengali, he was also in English language. Every single word which came from him, every sentence was composed in very amazing manner. And at this present time, devotees throughout the world who have never met him, some of them never even heard of him, are for the first time discovering his books. Some of them even previously had been misled into having some negative impression without ever knowing about him. Now they're reading his books, some of them even hearing his tapes, and they are very much distraught that, oh, what did I miss at that time? So, Srila Prabhupada wrote in the introduction to his Srimad Bhagavatam regarding his spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, that he lives forever by his divine instructions, and the follower lives with him. And this is actually a fact. The ever-fresh ambrosial instructions of Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Maharaj are continuing to extend throughout all corners of the world in many, many different languages, constantly being translated into newer and newer and newer languages. And many devotees who are coming into the fold of Gaudiya Vaishnavism and coming into connection with great sadhu personalities, like in this assembly in Gaudiya Math, they are open to receiving this kind of explanation of the Siddhanta, and by referring to the books of Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Maharaj, they are finding that what they are hearing from Srila Narayan Maharaj and other great personalities, Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Maharaj, this is all in the same line. There's actually no difference. One example of this, I just want to mention one small. Prior to coming into connection with Srila Sridhar Maharaj, although I had read the books of Srila Prabhupada, extensively read all of his books, Chaitanya Charitamrita and his Srimad Bhagavatam purports and translations. And although everything is mentioned there, still the conception of what is the actual sadhya, what is the actual goal for us in our line, in our Gaudiya Vaishnava line, I can say was not so clear. And the example of this is that when Srila Sridhar Maharaj in his discourses began to point out that actually it is not necessarily that we want to become Krishna Das, but actually the goal is Radha Dasyam. And this term, Radha Dasyam, was very new to me. Although I had read it and seen it in various places, the concept was new. I did not understand this. So, this is an example by this sadhu sangha with a higher personality. Actually, there can be some clarity, some focus, some vision. And Srila Sridhar Maharaj explained, this is like the telescopic system. Just like in a telescope, you have so many different parts, and each part is increasing the focus and the distance which you can see through. So Srila Sridhar Maharaj has made everything very clear. All of the Siddhanta he has made so very clear in his discourses. Many of these have come out in his books, and many more will come out in the future. And I am finding personally, and many of my godbrothers and godsisters who also had the good fortune of having his Sangha, we all admit and we find that what Srila Sridhar Maharaj has given to us is also being given in even more explicit manner, in even further clarity by our association with Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Maharaj. So there is no disagreement amongst these different personalities, because they are all Rupanuga Vaishnavas. So on this hallowed day of the appearance day of Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Maharaj, I want to read just a few of his words so that we can hear from his own transcendental lotus mouth. Any place, I was thinking this afternoon, what will I read? Where will I read from? And every time I pick up any page, it's just as astonishing as any other page. So I've only selected one little section here of one of his books. Take about 2 or 3 minutes to read. This is regarding, actually the title of the chapter is The Question. And it's referring to Maharaj Parikshit's question to Shukadeva.
At some point, I was waking up, after some time we left to go back to France. At some time I was waking up in the morning and I was shooting in my room the name of Sridhar Maharaj. Sridhar Maharaj, Sridhar Maharaj. So much he entered my heart, so much he infused me, Krishna Prem. Because he was not a man, he was coming down. Everyone who have been what is darshan and what heard from him could understand what he said. It's not human, it's flowing down. He is not a man. So who was he? I don't know who he is. I don't know. I wish I can one day perform some nice service for him. I can one day be qualified to approach him once again and to be able to be recognized as one of his disciples. As I said, I am not glorious to be Sridhar Maharaj's disciple. You know, as the time goes by, I will be maybe requested again to speak. So I'm not like an old war veteran. You know. No, he picked me up. By some mercy, he picked me up. He is glorious. And whatever he did, everything was glorious. So I don't want to imitate Prabhu, but I had also brought some literature. So with the permission of Narayana Maharaj, may I read? This is a prayer that Srila Maharaj wrote in glorification of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. When Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada heard that prayer, he said he didn't wrote it. Bhaktivinoda Thakur wrote through him. O Bhaktivinoda Thakur, O Gurudev. So I'm reading this because you may not be aware of all this transcendental literature that Srila Maharaj brought. So this is a chance today to hear a little bit. O Bhaktivinoda Thakur, O Gurudev. Somehow, a long and trying 22 years have been passed since your disappearance. A time cursed with a painful and heavy burden that I am constantly feeling due to your separation. My life substance is a prisoner to that agony. The conditioned souls, in due course of accepting unlimited birth through countless species, fortunately come together to require pious merit to take a human birth on this earth. But unlike them, you are a personal manifestation of Lord Gauranga's divine potency, your appearance an evident display of his tender compassion. Oh, how abominable is my existence. From time immemorial, I have been trapped by the burden of impiety. I have no expectation of being afforded a chance of basking in even one particle of the ecstatic dust of your holy feet. Each shining particle clinging to your lotus feet contains an enormous joyful ocean providing the most ambrosial bath, and promise at last the fulfillment of my life, the test of selfless surrender. Oh, but wait, there is some hope. The extensive, all-encompassing magnitude of Srimad Mahaprabhu's manifest pastime of wide distribution, our Doya Lila, has graced our entire universe. Oh, Srila Bhaktivinoda, you are the personal proprietor and agent of that glorious and gentle grace. Oh, Bhaktivinoda, oh Divine Master, if all the attempts of the demigod, beginning with Lord Brahma, have met with disappointment in trying to narrate the totality of your wonderful spiritual quality, then, Gurudev, how can we, simple and ordinary people, fallen in this material world, glorify you properly? We are not concerned with the highly decorative rhetoric of the learned demigods.